In pursuit of continuous quality education,
Living up to DepEd's mandate of no student should be left behind.
from the home of Sarongbangi,
The land of Oragons. This is Santo Domingo National High School. School on Air.
School on Air.
A wonderful and safe day, our grade 9 students. You are now tuning in to another exciting episode of our School on Air program with yours truly, Ma'am Weng Balute, your radio teacher for Science 9, offering you different wavelengths to learn to varying concerns. I am thankful that God has given us a chance to be together again over the radio to tackle another important topic that everyone should be acquainted to. I suppose you are now at the peak of your mode of frequency to learn, at a place where you are comfortable having the clearest radio signal. Before anything else, let me recognize the science students of Ma'am Marife Bravo, Ma'am Milan Claveria, and Ma'am Rafael Anon, who are also monitoring to us right now. And of course, my dear students in 9 Diamond, 9 Da Vinci, 9 Van Gogh, 9 Nara, and 9 Acacia. Hello everyone! Now, get your learning activity sheet or LAS in Science 9, Quarter 3, Week 5. Again, get your LAS in Science 9, Quarter 3, Week 5. Have also with you a paper and a pen, and of course, your cellular phone if you wish to participate in our online interaction later. This time, take a look at your learning activity sheet number 5 entitled Factors Affecting Climate. Again, the title of the LAS is Factors Affecting Climate. Before we start, let me give you some reminders. Read and understand thoroughly the concept stated in your LAS. Follow the instructions in the activities given. And lastly, answer all the activities with all your honesty. Now, please check whether your LAS contains 4 pages. That includes the concept study, activities to be answered and analyzed from letters A to C, questions under evaluation, and the creating part with a given rubric for your guidance. If you can see all of this, please reply yes to our group chat. Let me check if you are actively monitoring, okay? So here we go. Let me check my inbox for your responses. So I'm waiting for your responses. Okay, we have from 9 Diamond. The first to answer is Christine Joyce, Joshua, Alaya Kim, Louis Gian, Nizreen, Edward, April, Kathleen Faith. Okay, so thank you guys. Then we have from Van Gogh. We have here Chloe, Asha, Jen Russell, Aliana, then Charlene Joy. Thank you. Then from Da Vinci. Okay. Eto, Jamaica. So, hello, Jamaica. Then we have from Acacia, we have Jillian. Nag-iisang estudyante sa Acacia. Siguro yung iba tulog pa, no? Okay. Then we have from, may humabol, si Isabel. Yes, from Isabel. Then we have from Nara. Hello, Nara. Wake up now. Wala pang gising yata sa Nara. Mamaya, ha? Okay. Let me proceed. So, for today's episode, please again check the title of your activity or learning activity sheet. For today's episode, you must be able to explain how different factors affect the climate of an area. Now, let us start learning. Before we proceed, can you please send me your observation regarding our weather this summer season? Just express your response in a short phrase. Your participation will be credited in your grade. Let me see if you are observant enough to your surroundings. Sige na, mag-type na po kayo ng mga responses nyo. Your simple observation to our surrounding nowadays or in a recent, within the summer season, yung ngayon, the present summer season. Make it as brief as possible. Okay. I'm waiting guys for your answers. May humabol pa sa yes kanina, si Micaela. Parang nahihirapan kayo mag-compose or wag namang nobela yung isasagot nyo ha. Just a simple answer of your observation. Diba supposed to be summer must be sunny day, you should have sunny days, diba? So what do you observe in our summer this year? Okay, i-mention ko na. While waiting for your responses, i-mention ko yung mga humabol. So, Kyle Dawn. So, para sa answer kanina, she said yes. Wala na. Wala pa pala. May traffic ba sa network? Ha? Okay. So, para hindi tayo mag-lag kasi hindi maganda sa radio naglalag. I will just read your answers later. As you observed, diba, supposed to be mainit yung summer natin ngayon. But then, perhaps everybody would agree if I would say, summer now is very much different from before, wherein the rain is not only intermittent, but it seems to be present regularly, and sometimes it is even accompanied with thunderstorms. We are not used to it, right? Perhaps we can account that to climate change. A while ago, I have mentioned the words weather and climate. Can you still remember the difference between these two words as discussed in your previous level? Let me see if your memory still works. I will be mentioning terms and determine if it is associated with weather or climate. You are going to send C if it is for climate and W if it is for weather. You are going to send your answer, your response again in GC. I repeat, type C for climate and W for weather. Let us now start. Be ready with your cellular phones. Perhaps you can answer immediately because you are only going to type C or W. For the first term, we have short-term condition. Is it associated to weather or climate? Please send your answer now. I'm so sorry for that. Okay. Again, short-term condition. Is it associated for weather or climate? Okay, let me check my inbox again. Okay, we have from Da Vinci. Jamaica answers C. We have also Isabel. We have W. Then Micah, Jillian, Marjorie, W. Okay, then we have here for Diamond, Luis Gian, W, Kathleen, Alaya, Franzen, Kyle Dawn, Kristen Joy. They all answered W for weather. For Van Gogh, okay, we have Charlene Joy, C, Chloe C, Aliana W, Jen Russell, C, Asha W. Okay, humabol sa Da Vinci, C, Clarica, which is C. Then for Janet from Nainara, she answered W. Okay, so, ano kaya yung tamang sagot? The correct answer is weather. Okay? So, your answer must be W. Did you get it right? Yung mga hindi nakapag-response? Okay. So, congratulations if you got the answer right. The next term is long-term pattern. Again, long-term pattern. Is it for weather or climate? Click your answers now. Okay, let me check my cellular phone again. Okay, so we have O, all right naman daw pala. Okay, Micah, C. Jillian, C. Teresa, Marjorie, Mary Joyce, Isabel, that is from Acacia. Then we have from Van Gogh, C for the following students: Mary, Carmel, Asha, Casey Lynn, Charlene Joy. Then we have from 9 Diamond, Althea, Kristen Joyce, Kyle Don, Avril. Then we have Da Vinci, Jamaica, Clarica. Okay, then we have Brenda. Okay. So, yan yung mga very active. Okay, for 9 Nara, we have Janet. Si Eliza Faye, humabol for letter C. Okay, so what is supposed to be the correct answer here? So, the correct answer is letter C for climate. So, yan. Another term is average atmospheric condition. Is it associated with weather or climate? Again, average atmospheric condition. Send your answer now. Okay, yan. Nagsasagutan naman sila. Okay, so let's start with Acacia. Ito yung mga active students. We have Marjorie, Jillian, Teresa, Adrian. They answered letter C. Mary Joyce. Then for Diamond, Louis Gian, C. Micaela, C. Nazreen, Kyle Don, letter C. Franzen GB, letter C. Okay, sino pa to? Okay, then we have for other sections. For Acacia, we have Jamila, letter C. Adrian, Teresa, Jillian. Then we have here from Da Vinci, Jamaica, okay, Clarica, Brenda, Urich, and Maricor. Meron pa dito may pa-heart. Okay, shout out Eliza. Meron pa siyang mga love you. Okay, love you to mga anak. Then we have humabol sa Diamond, si Michael Dwayne. His answer is letter C. So the correct answer for that is letter C. Okay, so that's great. Okay, the last mystery term is day-to-day state of atmosphere. Again, day-to-day state of atmosphere. Will you go for weather or climate? Okay, send your answers now. Okay, so check naman natin yung mga sagot, mga online responses nyo. Let's start from Van Gogh. We have Asha, Jen Russell, Mary Carmel, Chloe, then Aliana, Charlene Joy, Jared, Casey Lynn, mga thumbs up kay Casey Lynn, and W kay Casey Lynn. Okay? Madaming haha kay Chloe. That is from Van Gogh, sorry. Then we have for Diamond, kay Kyle Don, Althea. Then another for Da Vinci. We have Brenda, Maricor, Clarica, Urich, Jamaica. Then we have, okay, salamat daw po. Sabi ni Jamaica, you're welcome Jamaica. Then we have Acacia, Teresa, Adrian, Mary Joyce, Marjorie, Jillian, Isabel. They answered W for weather. Then we have from 9 Nara, we have Janet. She answered W. Thank you so much guys for your responses. Okay, so the correct answer for that is W for weather. So thank you so much. You congratulate yourselves if you've got it all right. So ibig sabihin, your memory button is still active. That's great. And now, let us wrap up the differences between the climate and weather based from your responses. When you say climate, it pertains to the average atmospheric conditions over a longer period of time. It is a long-term pattern that occurs in weather. The climate information includes the statistical weather information that tells us about the normal weather, as well as the range of weather extremes for a location. While weather reflects short-term condition of the atmosphere, it is the day-to-day state of the atmosphere, and it is a short-term variation in minutes to weeks. People generally think of weather as the combination of temperature, humidity, precipitation, cloudiness, visibility, and wind. We talk about changes in weather in terms of the near future. Say, for example, how hot is it right now? Or, what will it be like today? What are the factors that affect the climate in a particular area? These factors are classified into two. First is the temperature factors, and the second is the precipitation factors. Covered in the temperature factors are latitude, altitude or elevation, distance to a body of water, and ocean currents. While the precipitation factors include topography and prevailing winds. Now let us discuss each one. The first factor is latitude, or distance from the equator. The temperature drops the further the area is from the equator due to the curvature of the Earth. In areas closer to the poles, sunlight has a larger area of atmosphere to pass through, and the sun is at lower angle in the sky. As a result, more energy is lost and temperature is cooler. Again, the farther the place from the equator is, the cooler the temperature. On the other hand, the closer it is to the equator, the higher the temperature of a place since it receives direct sun rays. Another factor is altitude or elevation of a place. Areas at high elevation have lower temperature than areas at low elevations. For example, Baguio has a colder climate than other places in Luzon. It has higher altitude and it stands 1,435 meters above sea level. This is due to a decrease in air temperature of about 6.5 degrees Celsius for each 30 meters increase in elevation. Again, the higher the place, the cooler it is, or the lower its temperature. Next is distance to a body of water. During summer, when the temperature is higher, people used to hang out in beaches, right? It is because places near beaches or bodies of water have lower temperature compared to places inland. We can account this to the presence of the ocean that heats up and cools down much more slowly than land. This means that coastal locations tend to be cooler in summer and warmer in winter, compared to the places inland at the same latitude and altitude. Next, we have ocean currents. When you say ocean currents, it pertains to the continuous and directed movement of the ocean water. The currents will travel thousands of kilometers, in the process establishing a conveyor belt globally that brings about different climatic conditions across the world. The currents will either act above the surface of the ocean or deep below the surface of the ocean, at least 300 meters. Depending on the cause, ocean currents will move vertically or horizontally, and they can also be influenced by the land masses that border the ocean, the topography, or the shape of the ocean basin. Another factor is topography. The topography of an area can influence the weather and climate. Topography is the relief of an area. If an area is close to a body of water, it tends to make milder climates. Mountainous areas tend to have more extreme weather because it acts as a barrier to air movements and moisture. On one side of a mountain, that can be dry, while other side is full of vegetation. The side where there is much precipitation is very ideal for vegetation. That side is called windward side, while the dry side of the mountain where there is less precipitation is called the leeward side, or sometimes called the rain shadow region. Lastly, we have the prevailing winds. Prevailing wind is the most frequent wind direction, frequent wind direction a location experience. In Britain, the prevailing wind is from southwest, which brings warm, moist air from the Atlantic Ocean. This contributes to the frequent rainfall. When prevailing winds blow over land areas, it contributes to creating desert climate. As what you have learned in our discussion, can you now understand the climate we are having here in our place? If yes, then that is very good. At this point, kindly get your pen and paper as your answer sheet and test your understanding by answering the given sets of questions found on pages 2 or 3. So please turn in your last on the said pages and let us now start answering. For set A on page 2, read and analyze carefully the given statements, and you are asked to write true if the statement is correct. If it is false, you have to change the underlined word or words to make the statement correct. Are you ready? The first statement is, altitude is the distance from the equator. I repeat, altitude is the distance from the equator. The underlined word is altitude. Is it true or false? A minute will be given to you to have your answer. Are you done? Let me see if you are correct. So the answer is latitude, meaning the underlined word altitude is wrong. Did you get it right? Wow, so you will earn 1 point for each of the item here. The next statement is, if an area is far from the body of water, it has a milder climate. Again, if an area is far from the body of water, it has a milder climate. The underlined word is far. Is it true or false? You have 1 minute to analyze and answer it. Are you finished? Now check your answer. Your answer must be close since the statement is false. Did you get it right? You're great. For the next statement, we have, it is colder when the altitude is higher. May I repeat? It is colder when the altitude is higher. The underlined word is colder. Will you go for true or false? Start answering now. The statement is correct. So put a check if your answer is true. Have you earned a check for this? Very good. And the fourth statement is, mountainous areas tend to have more extreme weather. Let me repeat. Mountainous areas tend to have more extreme weather. The underlined phrase is mountainous areas. Is it true or false? And the right answer is true. I hope you guys get a check again for this item. And the last statement is, areas with high elevation have a higher temperature. May I reiterate? Areas with high elevation have a higher temperature. The underlined phrase is high elevation. Will you go for true or false? Compose your answer now. Are you done? Let us know if you got it right. The statement is wrong. So you should have modified the underlined phrase with low elevation. That is the correct answer. Did you perfect this part? Congratulations! You are witty, mga anak. For the next set of questions, you are asked to refer to the given figure at the bottom of page 2. It is a figure showing the Philippine map with the corresponding legend of the type of climate over a specific place. You are asked to answer the given questions below the table. Since the figure is blurry in the last distributed, please refer to the picture I have sent in your GC. I am giving you 2 minutes to compose your answer for this part. Are you done? Great. Since these questions are opinionated, I will be the one to check it. Just make it sure you clearly justify your answers so that you will earn the highest possible score for this part, which is 5 points each. Now, let us proceed to part C on page 3 of your LAS. You are asked to answer the 3 given questions there. You have to express it comprehensively in 2 to 3 sentences. I am giving you 2 minutes to compose your thought for each item. For number 1, you are asked to differentiate weather from climate. Again, differentiate weather from climate. Your 2 minutes starts now. time is up. Let us see if you really listened to our discussion a while ago. Look for any of the following keywords differentiating weather from climate in your answers. Climate is the average atmospheric condition, while weather is a short-term atmospheric condition. Another is, climate is a long-term pattern of weather, while weather is the day-to-day state of the atmosphere that varies in minutes to weeks. If all of the keywords mentioned are reflected in your answer, then give yourself 5 points. But if you've just stated at least one keyword for each for weather and climate, then give yourself 3 points. I hope you can follow in my instruction in assigning points for your answer. The second question is, why is it colder at higher altitude when technically it is closer to the sun? I repeat, why is it colder at higher altitude when technically it is closer to the sun? Express your answer comprehensively. Start answering now. Are you through? Were you puzzled by the question? It is really tricky, right? So let me discuss it and you evaluate your answer. Here is the explanation for that. At higher altitudes, the air is thinner. That's why it's harder to breathe at higher altitudes because there is less oxygen and other greenhouse gases. So even though higher altitude areas are closer to the sun, they have less ability to absorb the warmth of the sun because they have less of these gases. In addition, this results to a decrease in the pressure. As the pressure decreases, the temperature also decreases as stated in the Gay-Lussac's law. That gas law will be discussed further in Science 10. If all the ideas I have mentioned is present in your answer, then give it 5 points. But if you only discuss the tendency of temperature at higher altitude, give yourself 3 points. And the last question is, why do people love to go to the beach every summer? Again, why do people love to go to the beach every summer? You may express yourself in writing now. Are you finished? Great. Now please check it. The key word for the right answer is the coastal locations tend to be cooler in summer because it is near to the bodies of water. If these keywords are reflected in your answer, give it 5 points. Otherwise, give it 3 points. At this point, test further yourselves. Please turn your last on page 3 and answer the 5 items test there. Write only the letter of the correct answer. I am giving you a minute to do it. Okay, time is up. It seems you are smiling because the questions are very easy, right? Please give 1 point for every correct response you have. For number 1, the answer is B. For number 2, it's letter A. Number 3 is A. 4 is D. And number 5 is letter C. Did you get a perfect score? Congratulations! At this moment, let us seal this topic by applying the things that you have learned for today. You are going to create an infographics or a poster in a short bond paper reflecting the different factors affecting climate. A rubric is given on page 4 of your LAS as your guide in attaining the highest possible grade for your performance task. If you have a hard time in understanding the directions, do not hesitate to message me in our GC. May I remind you that the answer sheet will be passed on Thursday during our schedule for modules retrieval. We are about to end our episode for today. I am thankful that you never fail to show your enthusiasm to learn. I hope you will be with me again in our next episode as I discuss the next topic, climate phenomena. Again, this is Ma'am Weng Balute, your radio teacher for Science 9 saying, what you do will make a difference. Keep safe, always follow health protocols, and together, let us heal our land. Goodbye!